The government has officially shut down. Let me just explain how we got here today. There were two bills on the Senate floor. One was a Democrat-backed bill. Even if it did pass, which wasn't going to happen, it wouldn't have averted a government shutdown because it hadn't passed the House before. These are both temporary funding bills to kick the can down the road just a few weeks. Another was a temporary funding bill that was Republican-backed. It had already passed the House. And if it cleared the Senate, it would extend government funding for 7 weeks. This was what Democrats and Republicans were fighting over, right? Democrats said that it didn't do enough to address concerns about health care. They wanted an extension of Obamacare tax credits that are set to expire at the end of the year. Republicans had said that they didn't want to negotiate with Democrats. Republicans had said Democrats were holding the government hostage to have that health care negotiation. Ultimately, when it comes to the Senate floor, that temporary funding bill, the Republican-backed one that had already passed the House, it gets 3 Democrats to vote for it. Catherine Cortez Masto, John Fetterman, and Angus King, who is an independent from Maine who caucuses with the Democrats. But it didn't get the full number of Democrats it would have needed to pass. Because there was 1 Republican no vote, they needed 8, they only got 3. So the government shuts down. That's it. Now, what does it mean? It means the nearly 4 million federal employees, depending upon how long this goes, will start to not get paid. As of today, Wednesday, federal employees will be told whether they're essential or non-essential. So some will be told to show up to work and work for the duration of the shutdown but not get paid, and they would ultimately get back pay. Those are employees like TSA agents and air traffic controllers, and the list goes on. And then there are employees that will be furloughed, and so they'll just be told don't show up to work. But then there's another wrinkle, which is that the Trump administration has already threatened to use this shutdown to not just have some employees show up and not get paid till the end and furlough others, but also identify employees that should be fired en masse and try to continue some of those mass federal firings that we saw months ago in those DOGE cuts to various federal agencies. Democrats that I talked to up here on Capitol Hill say, look, they're concerned by that, but in large part they say that that is not enough to sway them right now to vote for this legislation that would avert a government shutdown, because they believe that this is their moment to hold out for these healthcare concessions out of the administration. Remember, Democrats are in the minority. They don't control the House. They don't control the Senate. So this is really the biggest swing they have to make to try to get something out of this administration, is withhold their votes on this crucial government funding legislation, which is what they're doing. Republicans have said that this is irresponsible, but the reality is the shoe's on the other foot now, because there are Republicans who have done this in the past, and Democrats have called them irresponsible in previous government shutdowns. Now, what we expect that you're going to see over the next few days is vote after vote after vote on the Senate floor. That's what John Thune, the top Republican in the Senate, has said he wants to do, to try to put Democrats on the record about this shutdown. And this debate is going to continue. But as of now, the two sides are nowhere close to a deal, and the government has been shut down.